Good morning and welcome to 755 Live, about 5 minutes of what Jesus said. You can find a different command of Jesus every day, every weekday at our weekday Bible plan. You can go to bible.today.church, and we just try to focus on the commands of Jesus because that's what he told us was important and how to make disciples. And speaking of that, I'm not alone today. We've got a room full. Everybody say hi. Hi. I don't have the technology to turn the camera around, but so this is a Jesus Said with an audience today, which is kind of exciting. So what we're going to be talking about today is from Matthew 23, and the actual verses on the Bible plan start at verse 8 of Matthew 23, but I want to jump up to verse 5 to kind of set some context. This is where Jesus said, be humble. Okay, so he said, he was talking about the religious people of the day in verse 5. He said, everything they do is for show. On their arms, they wear extra wide prayer boxes with scripture verses inside, and they wear robes with extra long tassels, and all of those were the traditions of the day. And they love to sit at the head tables at banquets and in the seats of honor at the synagogues. They love to receive respectful greetings as they walk in the marketplace and to be called rabbi, which was a term that meant master or teacher. And he said in verse 8, don't let anyone call you rabbi, for you only have one teacher, and all of you are equal as brothers and sisters. And don't address anyone here on earth as father, for only God in heaven is your Father. And don't let anyone call you teacher, for you have only one teacher, the Messiah, which was Jesus. The greatest among you must be a servant, but those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Jesus said, be humble. Why? Why is it important for us to show humility? Well, pride is the battlefield. Pride is where sin lives, and labels are where pride hides. We like our own labels. We like to be in positions of authority. We like for people to know us for what we do and who we are. I have to make a confession here. I have a title. In fact, I have a plaque on my wall in front of my desk that says Bishop Aubrey Robertson, because that's in the tradition that we're part of through the ordination process to be a minister. I went through the process to have that title. But Jesus said, don't worry about the titles. That's not where it's at. We like our labels. We like to be recognized. We like to be known because of our pride. And we also like to put labels on others, to put others down, to make us feel better about ourselves. It all comes down to pride. I don't think Jesus was saying that it's wrong to ever recognize someone for their job and to call them a title, to recognize someone as a teacher or a rabbi or a father. But he was talking about the heart issue of humility. Don't use a label to either reinforce your pride or to put someone else up or down, which also gets back to our heart in pride. Jesus is our example. He is the only rabbi. He is the only teacher. He is the only representation of the Father to us. And we see Jesus' example as, even though he was the very essence of God in the flesh, he humbled himself to become a servant. And he told us, don't make it about labels. Don't make it about position. Don't make it about what people say about you, what they think about you. But be humble. Be a servant. That's really the only label that, as a Jesus follower, we should be trying to earn. That label of a servant, that label of trying to be great by being the least. I often ask myself this question: am I the least important person in the room? Those who exalt themselves will be humbled, but those who humble themselves will be exalted. So don't make it about labels. That's where pride hides. Remember what Jesus said. Be humble. How can we put that into action today?